make a mess.
Welcome to Still a Hot Mess, where we ask the question, is self-help helping?
We discuss, debate, and sometimes diss an aspect of the self-improvement movement.
Drawing from our own experiences and talking with personal growth experts, we want to know, is it all too much? Has it gone too far? Is it making us even more neurotic?
Is this self-help
Or self-help?
If I wanted to, you make a mess. You make a mess of me. You make a mess. You make a mess of me. You make a mess. You make a mess of me. I lose control.
Oh, fuck.
Yes, today we're talking about the fuck it revolution.
Oh, yeah, bring it.
So as of right now, there are several self-help books using the F word, including The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
My favorite.
I don't know how we say this with the stars in it. The fuck, right? The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. The life-changing...
Yeah, we should maybe, a little disclaimer, we are going to be using the F word a lot.
But maybe if we sense that it's a lot, we can go, fuck.
Maybe the fact that we opened with the C word,
That's true.
we can just go ahead
it's
and
a
use the F
slippery
word.
slope from
so
here.
it's that episode, guys.
That one.
Fuck it. Let's go.
Yeah, fuck it. There's the life-changing magic of not giving a fuck. I'm trying
Please
not to be
don't.
so
Please
crass. Okay.
don't.
But my personal
It
favorite,
makes
actually.
it worse, actually.
Okay. And I don't know. I think this might be the very first one. And I don't think people know this one as much as The Subtle Art. It's called Fuck It, The Ultimate Spiritual Way by John C. Parkin.
Nice.
And that was one I have read those others, but that one is actually my favorite. I don't know. Yeah. So
Okay.
he's
Okay.
British. He's
So-
maybe not as well known here in North America.
Okay. So,
So that's that.
so just to be clear here,
Yes.
there is a fuck it revolution.
I think we can now call it a revolution.
All right.
I think
And
those are
is this in line with what we're talking about? Is this, sorry if I interrupted, but is this like what we're talking about in terms of it's gone too far, fuck it? Or this is a whole other self-improvement, fuck it?
well, okay. We could just call it kind of part of a self-improvement movement. Like, you know, we in another episode we talked about self-care and how that seems to be I mean, we could call that a revolution, like some kind of, you know, real movement.
I wish we talked about this during our self-care episode.
Right.
But how can it be a movement when really it's just a new way of saying taking care of myself, R&R, which are all those things we brought up in the episode. Like, it's not a movement. It's not revolutionary. It's the same thing, just rebranded.
But I think it's now at such a high consciousness level that
Oh
we
boy,
call
here
it
we go.
that come on. I don't talk like this all the time. It's just that this is in my vernacular. I write self-help books, Fanson. I mean,
You do.
so I can say that this is at a high level of awareness that you call it a movement now. We are talking about self-care all the time. It is in everyone's language. That's
Yep.
what I think is a movement, is when it becomes this this well-known among the masses.
Okay.
You'll see shit on Facebook
Is that like CrossFit?
about it.
Is CrossFit a movement?
Yes.
Okay.
I think you call that in the fitness industry a movement,
Okay.
or a revolution.
What is a bowel? Is a bowel a movement?
Why do you have to be so basic sometimes with your humor?
No, I
You know,
don't
just
because I don't.
can
have
you
a
kick it up
higher
a notch?
Consciousness.
Now you're making fun of me.
Now you're mad at me.
I'm giving her
Are we just gonna
a
stare at
look.
each other?
Yeah.
down?
Anyway, no, this I think we can call it a revolution or a movement because there are so many books with the fuck it philosophy, you know, being the focus. It's in the title. Like if I see one more
I like
self-help book,
philosophy more than movement.
okay, philosophy.
Yeah,
approach.
I do. I agree with like it's a fuck it philosophy, a fuck it approach more
Okay.
than a movement, more than self-care. Self-care being, you know, a philosophy to me is far more accurate than it being a revolution. That's how I feel. It's
Okay.
just how I feel.
Well, what I say is like what I say.
Say.
Is that, you know, you get this number of, you know, books in the self-help industry, you know, written on the same thing. There's something going on. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it is,
No, you're right.
It's definitely, I think, in the collective consciousness. I'm going to say that, but I'm going to try not to say consciousness anymore. Anyway. So, okay, here's what's interesting, and I think this is why, because you've been kind of insinuating that you enjoy the fuck it philosophy.
I just feel like it's something I can sink my teeth into.
Yeah,
That's all.
So, we started this podcast because we wanted to discuss this other truth about the self-improvement movement, that it actually, draws our focus to, what we're maybe not doing right. Or we're not doing enough of, it can trigger feelings of, I don't know. Yeah. Self-loathing. Worthlessness. You got it. So what's interesting is this philosophy, this fuck it philosophy actually points out this very thing that we have dedicated this podcast to, that self-help draws our focus to what we're lacking.
The negative. Yeah.
Okay. We search to improve things about ourselves and our lives because we actually feel like we aren't doing enough or have enough. Mm-hmm. We start to feel as though something is inherently wrong with us. Now,
it's the power of suggestion.
Yeah, we get this from the marketing and advertising world, right? I mean, what's the message that we're constantly fed is that, hey, if you buy this car or you take, this cruise or you drink this beer,
yep,
then you'll be happy,
exactly.
Right? If you finally do that or have this, then you'll be, you'll be a happier human being. So
I mean, just yeah.
With that conditioning, that idea that we need to have more and do more in order to feel worthy and be, good enough. This philosophy gives us messaging back and saying, that's making us miserable.
Yeah. I mean,
because
does it also...
we are basically being told to give a fuck.
Right. About everything.
About everything.
Right.
So this fuck it philosophy, I love it because it really is an antidote to this ironic downfall of the self-improvement movement. Yeah. That we're striving to be these better people, and it's making us miserable at times. So what's interesting is we have these these strong desires for like these positive experiences that create negative experiences. I mean, that's ironic.
Truly ironic.
Now here's what the fuck it philosophy says. Paradoxically,
yes,
the acceptance of one's negative experience is itself a positive experience.
I am so behind that.
So embracing that you don't have it all figured out, and that maybe you don't take enough time for self-care, or you're not meditating, being okay with that is actually more positive than beating yourself up and berating yourself.
Absolutely.
For not meditating.
What if I don't sleep enough?
Yeah.
So what
Okay,
if I
fuck it.
happen to be out the other night and I was a little bit challenging? Like, the fact that I can look at that and I'm not giving myself a hard time about it is just like, oh, that's an observation. I can learn something, self-awareness, whatever. Like, that does make me feel better. It makes me feel better than trying to be happy all the time, because that's impossible. It doesn't work for me. I don't know. You've got it figured out, maybe. You've read so many books. Does it work?
No, at times, I think I do. I feel like a lot of negative emotions. It's a negative experience sometimes when I'm trying so damn hard to, live these books. And I write them too. Yeah. And then I realize, I'm, a depressed and anxious self-help author.
Right. And even just like,
why don't I just say, fuck it. I'm not doing so well right now.
Or write a fuck it book.
So this is called the backwards law. The idea that the more you struggling with my words today.
Right. You need to do a warm up.
The idea that the more you pursue feeling better, the less satisfied you become, as pursuing something only reinforces the fact that you lack it in the first place. Huh.
So did you know that there are places in the world, I don't know the exact places, I'm going to look it up, but so people who hear voices, people with mental health challenges, can go to these places, and actually they're allowed to let the voices be there. Like they experience those voices. They're not told not to think them. They're not medicated, and that they move through it. by not stigmatizing it, by not giving it like that negative, like you're messed up, lock them up, medicate them, whatever it might be, that it's actually a positive experience for them and they get to the other side.
Yeah, because they're just allowed to be who they
Yeah.
are, which is a person who hears voices.
Yeah. And in some cultures, and again,
Who are we to say that that's a bad thing?
some people who hear voices and who experience like, you know, whatever it might be in terms of mental health are considered shaman in some cultures.
Yeah, it's true. Our North American society is so damn scared.
Yeah. We're like, stop that. Be
these-
normal.
yeah,
Go
that's
over there.
right.
Do that right.
And we label it mental illness.
Design your house like Pottery Barn. Make
Yeah,
this dish.
yeah.
Like stop it. Like anti-expert. I've had enough, you know? Like
And
I get that we have experts because people master things and they want to tell us how it's done. I appreciate that. Truly do. But it's like too much.
That's a fascinating example because, you know, as the philosophy goes, it's not working for us. This you know, trying to be something we're not. The more you want to be rich, the more poor and unworthy you feel. The more you want to be sexy and desired, the uglier you see yourself, and so on and so on. So I don't know. There's kind of like these, you know, main ideas when it comes to the fuck it philosophy. And so one thing that stands out for me is this is about things not mattering as much. You know, things just
Take
matter.
your foot off the gas.
Yeah, just everything matters to us, hey?
Yeah. Like just, man, it's okay.
Like I don't think the age of social media is helping one bit, right? Like when we do feel like shit, whenever I don't know, are you depressed or maybe you're just feeling flat, maybe you're blue, maybe
If
you're
I've
tired.
been on Instagram.
Right. And so then we're bombarded with images of happy people having amazing lives, which makes us wonder if there's something wrong with us.
Are they having amazing lives? Maybe they are.
Yeah.
But if you're spending your time looking at it, then that means you're not out there getting it or doing it or experiencing.
But it's almost like a double whammy. So we kind of like are feeling a little bit flat or blue or depressed, whatever you want to call it. But then we feel bad about feeling bad.
Yeah.
So this is like what, you know, is called the negative feedback loop, right? And the fuck it philosophy kind of short circuits this feedback loop. So when you feel like shit, you decide not to give a fuck, right? You decide not to create a story around it, right? It doesn't mean anything. We
just don't want it to get to the point where you're so pressured that the fuck it isn't like, hey, fuck it. It's like, fuck it. And then, you know, you explode.
Well, yeah, you do. You don't want to
Like,
wait for the day.
No.
Yeah,
Like, I think we're saying like everybody, like we get that there's, you know, self-improvement to be done, but let's just be kind.
Let's allow ourselves to be where we are, whether it's physically or mentally, emotionally. And if we are feeling less than, you know, perfect, lovely, we're not living our best life today, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that, you know.
That's just today.
That's today, exactly. To observe it rather than get into a story about it.
Yeah.
And so maybe fuck it's just kind of like that little cue to yourself to get out of a story.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of see it for what it is. Not, you know, this is maybe, I don't know, B- day. I don't know. Just not feeling it.
This moment, this whatever, that didn't work out. I mean, I do think that I like the idea that every day is a new day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so tomorrow, there's
you never know.
All fresh possibility there.
Yeah, shit happens, and you know, I don't know, by way of an email, phone call, just bumping into someone on the street, something dramatically changes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, nothing stays the same. And that can be annoying at times, but it can also be just the best thing ever. So,
but if you're sitting around reading all the books and you're sitting around looking at Instagram and all you're doing is watching Netflix, are you building your life? Are you out there? Are you making things happen for yourself and the people in your life?
I mean, you make a very good point here as we sit, late in 2019, as we're tethered to our phones. And if we're caught up in a lot of meaning, a lot of negative narrative in our heads, that phone is going to take you down the rabbit hole hard and fast. pretty well every day.
We are meaning makers.
And
as
that's
human beings.
You know who
We
says
are-
that?
Who?
When you said that.
Well, I just said that.
But Brene Brown says that.
I didn't know she
See,
said
I
that.
knew you didn't know that, and that's why deep down you're a self-help author.
I know. But anyway, we are. I'm sorry that I'm.
She says that.
I should give her credit then. But I didn't know.
You're quoting her, but not really,
Like
because
Brene
you
Brown
thought of it too.
says, we are meaning makers.
But you're right.
We
And I mean,
are.
and our brains naturally do this.
We're storytellers. That
yes.
kind of means we're meaning makers. We're going
Yeah.
to associate something with some bigger meaning, and then all of a sudden it's all the drama and all the entertainment. And boy, we love that.
Yeah, and that's where struggle happens is when
Yeah.
we get sucked into that meaning in the story, and then it doubles, triples, quadruples the circumstance. That when really it's just that. And so fuck it just is, I think, kind of like this this cool verbal cue to just go, hey, remember, it doesn't mean anything. If it means something, just remember it's because you made it up.
Sure. But here's the flip side of that.
Uh-huh.
So I can't say I practice this because I'll barf, but
oh, right, because you used the word practice.
yeah. But I definitely use this in my life where in whatever ways I have explored my own self-help. Okay, whether maybe it hasn't been books, but it's been in other ways.
Yeah, I'm definitely the junkie when it comes to reading the stuff.
Yeah,
Like that's my jam.
Like we've
but
taken different paths.
yeah,
with this.
you
But
dabble another
one thing,
way.
One thing for sure is that I certainly got to the point where I could reduce meaning and sort of not. I could catch myself giving a fuck. I truly could, and it's like, what am I doing to myself right now? How does this actually help? Like, how does this serve me? Let's just start there. How is this thought? How is this
Yeah.
idea? How is this conflict and drama or whatever serving me? And then by backing off it and by going to like, fuck it a little bit, but not fuck it like fuck y'all, just fuck it. I have made people in my life uncomfortable where they think I don't care. And I'm like, it actually is not that I don't care. It's that I do care. And this isn't helping. This isn't necessary. But some people don't want to accept that. They need you to move through the drama with them, to feel like something's been satiated and something's been done. And it's like, no, I want to take my foot off the gas of it.
Yeah, no, that's just a situation where you're at one point in your consciousness. I know you hate it when I say it, but we're all in different points of our our evolutionary journey, and so you have gotten to the fuck it point, and a lot of people are still. Is it mired or mirrored in meaning and drama? Is it mired? Mm-hmm. Okay, because the word was coming up in my mouth, and
right.
I'm like, I don't know how to say this.
You got it. It was 50-50.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Mired
Yes.
in the narrative, in the drama, in the story, in meaning. And they just don't understand right now. It's like, what?
Right.
Right? You're just going to stand back and observe and not really care about what's going on. Okay. But
not to be confused with, I do care.
Yeah, you care enough actually to say fuck it. I think when I think about me giving too many fucks in my life and me now not giving a fuck, I think it goes to my comedy career. Years ago, I never really felt comfortable in the club scene, and so I decided that meant that I was shitty,
Right.
not good enough.
Yeah. But that's not what it was about.
But I just never felt at home in that format of doing comedy. And so I quit, and I just was like, there I am, just a, shitty quitter comic and shitty quitter comic. And don't have the chops. That was my story. You don't have the chops, kid. Too bad. I think you maybe had something there, but oh well.
Nice try.
Yeah. And then when I got back into it, I came to understand that just wasn't my place. It just wasn't the environment that was suited to me. Yeah. And now I do it
doesn't mean
in other
you're not
ways.
a comedian. Doesn't mean you're not funny. Doesn't mean you can't do the thing. It just
So I realized
room.
Yeah, so I realized I'm best suited for corporate stuff or when I produce my own shows. And now I go, right. Fuck it. It's okay. You're not a club comic. You just don't want to be there. So why be there? And you do it now this way. And it's
I
like,
guess the question is, did you have to go through that to get to fuck it? Is it hard to begin with fuck it?
I think
do we
do
need
learn
to
this
work
the hard
through,
way.
Yeah, like that's also part of it. If we say we can't have negative
Right.
feelings, if we say that we're just going to suffer if we do, then we eliminate what actually gets us to the other side and to something, often profound
Yeah.
for ourselves.
And I mean, God, you're probably going to roll your eyes when I say this.
I already am.
The necessity of duality.
Oh no, I don't mind that so
Okay,
much.
cool. So yeah, the only way we know courage is from fear.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Right? We need the opposite to understand and so
How
often.
do you know something's big if you
Yeah.
haven't seen little?
That's right. I mean,
Real basic.
basic stuff. But
Yeah.
anyway, I also see this as about like picking your battles.
Yeah.
Most of our struggle stems from giving just too many fucks about the little annoyances.
So many fucks.
I think maybe this is where you could do a little bit of work.
Oh wow, we're gonna do that again, are we? This is fun. I love it when we get to this part.
Like, you got to pick your battles, buddy. Like,
Okay.
like a rude waiter or a slow service or, the cancellation of your favorite TV show, where,
I don't care about the TV
I know,
shows,
okay,
so that doesn't apply to me.
But you
I
can-
have a problem if I go to
you
a
give a
restaurant.
lot of
Okay,
fucks.
let me tell you why I give some fucks there. I give fucks because
But
I
can
care.
you notice,
about
notice
that.
that you're getting a little bit stressed out.
Oh no, I want to make sure we're clear here. I just want to make sure we're clear. If I go to a restaurant, okay, they have one job. The waiter's gonna serve, on time if I'm gonna tip to ensure prompt service, right? There's gonna be some level of food, like for safety. Let's just bottom this right out. Like there's certain expectations. I know it leads to disappointment, but what happens is if those things aren't there, I have no problem saying so. I have no problem saying, "Excuse me, but this dinner's cold," or we've been waiting 25 minutes for a drink. I have no
You do
problem
pick that
with
battle often.
Absolutely.
It's just interesting. And I certainly don't mean to point you out, but
Oh no, it's fine.
Yeah,
Please
like, I
do,
mean,
because I can always tell you why.
I think it's just a great example, and it really is just based in this idea that I don't know. Do you think we live with this ideal in our head that everything is supposed to be exactly the way we want it to be? See, okay, now you rolled your eyes.
Oh no, I was thinking.
Oh, you were thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, you roll your eyes when you're thinking. Well, it's because you're picking your battles. I think there's a battle about to begin. No, but it's like, do we live with this kind of sense of entitlement that like we are supposed to be kind of like comfortable and I don't know, cared for in every moment? I don't know. Is that kind of,
God, that's
are
a
we
tough
carrying
one.
around that kind of, that expectation? And so when the waiter is slow, the service sucks, you think
That's a bad
"Ah."
experience.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. That's just a something to consider.
I mean, look, I was
Is that why
standing-
we give so many fucks?
I was
Because
standing at
we-
a TTC spot.
Okay,
like
here
at
we
a,
go.
At a streetcar spot.
Yes.
The pickup spot. What are they called? Stop. A streetcar stop. I was standing there, and the guy stopped. I went to get on, and then he just left.
Oh, you must have lost
No,
your shit.
I was like, what is happening right
Oh,
now?
yeah, this
I
is-
literally was like, I was dumbfounded. Wouldn't you be? I was gobsmacked. I was like, why? What? Like nothing happened. I just stepped forward, and the guy went. I called the TTC.
I bet
was
you
on
did.
hold for half an hour, but there was no way I was going. Like I couldn't understand it.
Yeah.
So I could sit there and go, oh, I'm going to be late for work because that guy left, but whatever. I was like, no, hold on a sec. Accountability. And that doesn't mean I'm a jerk. It doesn't mean anything. It means that guy did not pick me up. That was his job. And I'm going to let them know. I'm going to file a complaint.
I just wonder, and I'm just coming from you with the fuck it philosophy, is that it's just kind of like causing a lot of,
Oh, no, for
unnecessary
me, it's
tension,
like,
struggle,
fuck it, I'm
drama.
calling.
Yeah. Well, you thrive on that shit. All right. So this is also about liberation. We're still friends, right? Oh, yeah. Okay, good. So, disengaging from all the stories you've been telling yourself about life and who you are and who you should be, this is about getting out of that story. This is about doing what you want to do rather than acting out of a feeling of obligation, right? Like,
Yeah.
fuck it. I don't want to do that. I want to do this, and I shall, right? Like, this is
And I
about being
shall.
true to yourself,
Yeah.
following your heart. There's, I think a lot of generations behind us that subscribe to, doing the right thing and living out of obligation, meeting expectations of society.
Meeting those expectations once again.
Right, I
They
should
get
do
us
this.
into a lot of trouble.
I should not do that,
Yeah.
right? A lot of people with a bad case of the
The
shoulds.
case of the shoulds.
right? They were shooting themselves, and the fuck it philosophy is, now it's acting out of desire rather than obligation.
I just think we've been inundated by the power of suggestion, and you opened with it, all of like the marketing, all the things that are
Yep.
shoved down our throats, and
like-
the power of suggestion is mighty. It is mighty, and we have to be wary of how any and all information goes through our eyes and into our ears and maybe elsewhere, transmitted and interpreted. How are you doing that? How does it filter into you, through you? And the more we see, the more we do.
Yeah, like you think about how many people are, managing a huge mortgage.
Yeah.
Because we are told in North America that success and then happiness is about owning a home.
Yep.
Right?
Then you've made
Do
it.
you really want to own a home? That's a lot of fucking work.
Yeah.
A lot of money, right? All that kind of stuff. And then you go over to Europe and you see that hardly anyone owns a big home, right? Right. They're just saying, fuck it. We actually would rather travel and spend time, doing things, having experiences than dealing with this, major, there's not enough room for homes anyway, too.
Right.
But
We're going to run out of space, guys.
right. But the thing is like, well, they seem to be doing quite fine. And so it's just an interesting mentality. We're owning these homes. I don't know. Do we want them? Or do we think we should have them?
Right.
And does fuck it suggest, you know what? You don't have to do that.
No.
You can rent and then, not have to deal with all that bullshit.
Yeah.
And go and do other things.
Options.
Options.
I respect freedoms.
Yeah. And that's a big word in the fuck it philosophy.
Yeah. So
Freedom.
I'm all about that. I respect freedoms as much as I'm aware we have trouble thinking for ourselves.
Yeah.
We do.
Are we scared to? Like,
Have we
because
learned
rock-
how to? Have we actually been conditioned not to? We admire free thinkers. We admire people who are able to come up with theories and concepts and philosophies, which is also what we're also combating right now is people coming up with theories and philosophies and free thinking, everything.
And is it helping? We don't know.
Oh, it's just a snake eating its tail.
To not give a fuck means to feel the fear and do it anyway.
Love it.
Right? Like just to stare down life's most terrifying and difficult challenges and still take action. I think that's so cool, right? Like, I mean, I think we actually mumble fuck it to ourselves when we do this. I don't know if we're deliberately, consciously, deliberately doing it, but it's like, yeah, fuck it. Let's just try.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. But there can be courage in fuck it.
That's
And that's what you're saying,
that's
right?
exactly what I'm getting
It's
at.
like even when I'm at
Yeah.
the gym, right? And I talked to my son about this recently, that when you think it, do it. Just as an example. So
Yeah.
I do these like burpee, squat, lunge things. They're terrible.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
terror-
burpees
they're-
are
they're disgusting.
really just the most terrible things.
They are. They're horrible.
They're floppy. I find you flop around a lot.
And it hurts.
You know,
It
like I just-
hurts. Do you
I'd
know what a
rather-
like it's a push up.
Oh, no,
and a
I'm-
squat thing. the
Have
whole
we
bit.
met? Have we met?
I know, right?
Fuck, I'm a member of like 7 gyms at this
That's
point.
true. Fuck it. But so I do this thing on the track, and I'm like, I go as far as I can down one side of it, and it's like however many it adds up to be, right? And I stand up, and I'm dying. Like my body just goes, oh my god, what are you doing? And I turn around, and I'm like, I'm going back. I just, when am I going to start? And I just hear this little voice in my head that's like, fuck it. Right?
Yep.
And it just gets me down on the ground. And I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm back in. It's like, I love it.
I think as we get older, we get better at this too. Going, fuck it. What's the worst thing that can happen?
Yeah.
Right? Like I actually joined a new gym. Add it to the list.
Yeah.
And it's a scary place to drive by it. It's very scary. It's a very
it's
big
not a
CrossFitty. There's
posh,
boys there
posh.
too, by the way.
Oh, wow.
I'm working out with boys.
really making this.
But they're like, these people are like, I think it's a level up. They are athletes, and it's
Cool.
I don't know. It's like it's hardcore.
They're beefy.
Yeah.
It's gritty.
It is gritty. And I was like, I've always wanted to check it out. People are like been encouraging me. And then like I'm walking there for my first class and I could feel the fear. But then, it's like, oh, fuck it. Like I probably can keep up. And if I don't, oh, well.
Oh, well.
Oh, well.
And honestly,
right? Like it just
like
doesn't
when you-
matter. See, that's the
yeah,
thing. That's
just
the main
fuck it,
thing.
Do it.
It doesn't.
Once you start doing
matter.
it, it's all good. You'll figure it out.
Yeah. It just
Trust
doesn't.
yourself.
Or just even if I do like fall down and have to go into child's pose the whole class. I mean, what
That's
does it
a little
mean?
self-care.
Right? There you go.
Being
Self-care.
good to yourself.
But does it mean anything about me?
No. Well, it means you might need to do a little more.
Means you're not in
strength
shape,
training.
girl. No. Yeah. So does
what?
it mean
So then-
anything?
so
And what
what?
does it matter? Like, I don't know.
And you can do something about that. You can be like, what does that mean? If
like-
you want to make it mean something, it doesn't mean you're useless. What it means is the facts are you need to do some strength training if you want to keep up with that. If you so choose to do that, you can trust yourself to make the effort to go and build some strength.
Yeah, I like sometimes, when I'm getting on stage to do, I don't know if it's comedy or like maybe a talk at a conference and maybe it's a bit scary, then I just decided, I actually say, this is the fuck it show. It's like,
Yeah.
let's not put too much meaning into this. Let's give it a whirl. I don't know what the outcome's going to be. I don't know how this is going to land.
Yeah.
But I
How
can't
exciting.
care about that. But I
Right.
think that's also a major component of this philosophy. It's detaching from outcome.
Yeah.
And that's why I actually think what's interesting is I think this is Buddhism wrapped up in the F word.
Yeah.
Like it's like that is the essence of Buddhism.
It's, yeah. It's
Detachment.
made it cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, rebranded with an F and an asterisk and
The kids love that.
frick.
Um,
Right. I mean, that's it. Like it's
yeah.
we're getting away from an ego-driven life, which is I am what I do, I
Who
am what
is?
I have, I am what people, think of me. And it's
Name them. Tell me who they are.
yeah, who are these ego people? Because
Or the ones getting
ain't
out
us.
of it.
Right, but I mean that's it. Everything matters to the ego because your external circumstances define you. They determine your worthiness. And so this is really about. I mean, this really does sound like Buddhism to me. Letting go, surrendering.
Ooh, we're gonna do a whole episode on letting go.
Right, letting go,
Whole
surrendering,
episode.
giving up
It's
control.
not this one.
Giving up trying to control and understand everything. Being at one with your circumstances. Being unattached to outcome. Not hinging your happiness on things working out a certain way. Being okay with how things are no matter what. This all is Buddhism. That's
Yeah.
the interesting part.
Well, I do want to talk to you about letting go. Like when people are like, just let go, just let it go, just let go. We have to do an episode.
I know. I
about
find
letting
this
go.
interesting.
I love it.
Again, this is a catchphrase
Yeah.
or some buzzword.
Some buzzword. Yeah.
It's a movement of some sort. Because God, if I see like there's tea towels now with letting go on it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we're at that point.
Yeah.
Cocktail napkins, like memes. And it's like, all right, what does this really mean?
Well, and then
What does
are
it mean
we
to
just
you?
desensitized to everything?
And is it helping?
I don't know. Is it helping?
Right?
Is
Letting-
self-help helping?
Like,
It's time.
is it time?
It's time.
Okay. It's time to play.
Name that guru.
Yes, this is the point when we read 3 self-help quotes and we try to identify who said it.
Okay, I'll start. Not giving a fuck does not mean being indifferent. It means being comfortable with being different.
Okay, well you're holding the book as you read it. Did you like think your laptop was hiding the bright orange book?
I was really just like, fuck it.
Yeah. Okay, Mark Manson.
That's Mark Manson, the subtle art, the subtle art of not giving a fuck, which is my favorite book this year, and it was given to me by my boyfriend, and he said, I think this book would really resonate with you.
'Cause
he
he-
did not say resonate.
Because he's had
That's
dinner.
why I love him.
He's gone
He
out
said,
to
"I
dinner
think
with
you'd
you
like
enough.
this."
He has seen you lose your shit in restaurants enough.
I don't lose my shit. I just speak up.
Okay, here we
Okay,
go.
go.
So say fuck it to whatever you want to be and just be who you are. There is no need to be anything else. There is no need to self-develop or improve. There is no need to be like anyone else. Now, I mentioned this guy at the beginning of the episode. He's I believe he is British. He wrote "Fuck It: The Ultimate Spiritual Way."
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
I don't know.
John C. Parkin.
Oh, John C. Parkin.
Really, he's great. He actually runs Fuck It retreats in
No.
Italy. I was wanting to go on one.
Why didn't I invent that?
Is that what we do together?
That's what we should do. Let's go on a Fuck It retreat.
That'd be cool.
Who wants to see
And
us
he's
go
re-
on a Fuck It retreat?
And he's super funny. So
we're going to film the whole thing.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so exciting. I'm down. In Italy,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
is it?
They do it all over the place.
Okay, we're doing
anyway.
that.
Okay,
We're doing that.
all right.
We'll let you know.
We got goals.
Okay. Is it my turn?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Hold on.
Oh yeah. Okay. So she's just.
When I laugh really hard, I pee a little and then try to accept the tears running down my legs.
Okay, that's from one of my books.
It totally is.
But I'm trying to actually identify which book.
Yeah, which book? Which one is it? Tell me.
Is
Tell
it?
me.
Is it from You Gotta Laugh?
Nope.
Oh God, I don't even know what book it is.
Reaching the Laugh Resort.
The first one.
Yep.
Oh, fuck. All right. Okay. Here we go.
Yeah.
Not giving a fuck, crucially, means releasing yourself from the worry, anxiety, fear, and guilt associated with saying no, allowing you to stop spending time you don't have. Sorry. Spending time you don't
stressful.
have with people you don't like, doing things you don't want to do. Did that come out right?
I don't even understand what you just said.
Yeah. Not giving a fuck crucially means releasing yourself from the worry, anxiety, fear, and guilt associated with saying no, allowing you to stop spending time you don't have with people you don't like, doing things you don't want to do. Okay, that definitely came out better.
It did.
So this is a female. This is a woman who wrote The Life-Changing Magic of Not Giving a Fuck.
I feel like you've given me the whole thing except her name, so you might as well
Yeah.
just say her
Okay,
name
that's
too.
Sarah Knight.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
When
I
was
don't
that
know what
written?
else
When
that
did she
Sarah
write
has
that?
written. I think that this is a more recent book.
And that's her only one?
I don't know much about Sarah.
We'll look her up.
Mm.
All right, you ready?
Mm.
In the midst of movement and chaos, keep stillness inside of you.
That sounds a lot like Eckhart Tolle,
No.
Wayne Dyer.
No. One more. I'll give you one more.
Deepak Chopra.
Yep.
There
I
we
knew
go.
you were going to get it.
I knew it was going to be one of those like more woo woo.
Yeah, I actually thought you were going to say that first.
Yeah.
But you went.
I went there.
You went through
I
some data.
Yeah. All right. Last one.
Okay.
I guess for me. I don't know if you got another
It's
one.
yours. Yeah.
You and everyone you know are going to be dead soon. And in the short amount of time between here and there, you have a limited amount of fucks to give. Very few, in fact. And if you go around giving a fuck about everything and everyone without conscious thought or choice, well, then you're going to get fucked.
Did I say that? Is that mine?
Well, it sounds like you. I mean, God. I mean, it does sound
Not
like
me?
you.
All right. I'm going to say that's Mark Manson.
Yeah, he's from your orange book.
Because I've actually read that book. And so therefore I know I get it. I got the vibe.
Right on,
I
girl.
don't usually get those. Okay, so we want to thank the Pod Plant and our producer Mike Wixon. We also want to thank Monkey Junk for their amazing song "You Make a Mess."
You make a mess.
Because we love using it.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. All right. Well, you're
Why?
Kelly Fanson.
And you're Susan Stewart,
And we're still a hot mess.
Me, you make a mess. You make a mess of me. You make a mess. You make a mess of me.